Welcome to Season 2 of the Erotic Realm podcast. I'm Em, a sexologist, erotic psychology researcher, and nerd obsessed with psychosexuality. I'm also a 24/7 kinkster. So far, the Erotic Realm in Season 1 was completely dedicated to exploring kink. So the first season had many kinksters, including professional kinksters, come and share their erotic psychology one erotic realm at a time. At the end of 2025, I asked you, the listeners, what you would like to see more of on the erotic realm. And the feedback was clear. You want more sexperts, as well as continued erotic realm sharing from kinksters. So in Season 2 of the Erotic Realm, you can expect to hear from more sexperts. I hope you enjoy listening to Season 2 just as much as you've enjoyed listening to Season 1. The Erotic Realm is growing rapidly. There's so many of you listening now, and it has gone beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm looking forward to seeing where Season 2 takes us. If you'd like to go deeper into my work, you can find everything I'm doing, including articles, surveys, psychology of desire case files, and the newly announced Desire Salon membership at psychologyofdesire.com. The Desire Salon is a monthly meeting where you can join me for a live exploration of everything to do with desire. I hope to see you there. And now for today's episode. The following episode explores desire through sound, where voice becomes intimacy, presence replaces bodies, an erotic connection unfolds through listening. In this conversation, I'm joined by Call Me Phoenix, a switch, pansexual, erotic audio creator, and virtual companion. We explore how voice can create arousal, safety, and connection at the same time. We talk about auditory erotics, phone sex, and the subtle ways that sound regulates the nervous system while still awakening desire. This is a conversation about intimacy without touch, erotic self-soothing, and why some people feel more seen when they're listened to than when they're looked at. At its core, this episode invites us to rethink what counts as erotic and how desire can be felt, held, and shared through sound alone. Enjoy. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Erotic Realm. Today, I'm delighted to be exploring the erotic realm of Phoenix from Call Me Phoenix. Welcome, Phoenix.
Hi, nice to be here, Emma. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you. So before we step into your work or kink, I'd love to start with you as a person. What does your day-to-day life look like right now? What are you into?
Oh, my day-to-day. I like to sleep. No, other than that, I recently turned 30, so I've been connecting with myself again. So that means just taking notice whenever I take a bath, getting out, when I moisturize, paying attention to myself, how it feels with the slickness of the lotion. When I take walks now, just noticing different colors, just noticing life, I guess. So I think that's the best way I can say my day-to-day is. I'm kind of floaty, so to speak. I guess back in the day, they would call them hipsters or hippies. So I'm kind of like a floaty person where I just kind of go where the day takes me. So I can't really say what I do day to day, but I can just say I've been taking notice of things more and appreciating things in my life more, if that makes sense.
It does. That's beautiful. And that can almost be a form of meditation, really bringing yourself into the moment like that. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So let's talk about your eroticism and your kinks. How do you currently identify in terms of your sexuality and your kinky self?
My kinky self. Well, I'm pansexual. So attraction for me is really about energy. and about presence. The way someone listens, the way they carry themselves, the way they look at me or look at you when they mean it, you know? I'm drawn to connection first, and then everything else just catches fire. If that makes sense. I say that a lot. I apologize.
That's okay. You're definitely making sense.
But I'm very sensual, but I'm also very, very mental. Mental, not in a crazy sense, but mental as in I like intelligence. I like to be stimulated mentally. I'm turned on by attention that feels deliberate. Like someone is fully there with me, not just going through the motions. I love chemistry that's slow and intentional, the kind that builds because it's focused and not chaotic or frantic. So I would say my eroticism lives in anticipation, and teasing, that edge where the tension gets heavier and you want to stay there. So I love a playful power dynamic too. Not chaos, not cruelty, but a delicious feeling of being guided and chosen.
So you mentioned being guided in terms of your kinky self. Does that mean you're more submissive?
I'm actually more sensual dom. I like to guide. I'm more of a FLR kind of girl. Those are the relationships that I tend to lead towards are FLR, where I like a person, because I can't say a man, because even though I've dated predominantly men, I like a person that wants to go where I take them. And I know that can sound a little selfish, but I feel like I'm very more attuned and sensitive to other people's needs, that I already know what the other person wants before they even say it to me. So let me just guide you. Let me just lead you, you know? And if you trust me in that sense, then it'll go wherever it needs to go for us. So I'm definitely more dominant, but very, very sensitive and very sensual. Every now and again, I can become a switch. I can be submissive if it calls for it. But that's the beauty of a power dynamic, is you allow yourself to be playful. You allow yourself to fall into different role plays. It doesn't have to be tethered to one thing. But yeah, I do like to.
And by FLR, of course, we mean female-led relationship, right? Just to be clear for the listeners that might not have heard that before.
Yeah, that is correct.
So it sounds like you've been exploring kink for a little while. How did you discover the world of kink and come to know that you are into female-led relationships?
Well, I started doing phone sex when I was 19. It was my sophomore year of college. And I already had a job on campus, but it was one of those jobs where most of the money was going towards my tuition. So I only had enough money to buy like toothpaste, but not enough money to buy sexy panties. So I looked online for jobs to work from home, basically, because I needed something flexible. And this ad came up for phone sex. And I was like, let me just submit. Let me submit an whatever. And see, my mom, well, I refer to her as mom. My mom is British. So I was like, let me disguise my voice. So I would talk like this. I would talk just like my mom. So I called in and I was like, hello, my name is Phoenix. And I want to be the next like phone sex operator or whatever. And the lady loved me. She thought I was super naive, for one. She was like, you obviously have never done this before, but I can hear that you're very talented and you really want to do this. So she gave me the job on the spot. And when I started doing phone sex, when I started meeting different people just on the phone with different kinks, a whole world that I really didn't know about, that's when I really discovered that I liked leading people. I mean, I would get callers that would just call to actually treat me like a submissive and just like aggressive callers. And I found myself calming them down and flipping the switch.
Mm.
And just by treating them the opposite of the way they would treat me, um, just by kind of being calming and also sensual at the same time. You don't have to yell or be aggressive for the heat to come off, for sex to be sexy. And a lot of people don't realize that. Some people enjoy it, some people look for that, but some people are confused by it because they see what they see in porn or in other things that influence them. And they don't realize that that's not necessarily the way to go about it. Like a guy just calling and say, okay, get on your knees and suck my whatever. No, well, wouldn't it be better if I kissed you first and teased you with the tip of my fingers? You know? Like, let me
Mm.
guide you into that. Let me guide you into what you want rather than you just jumping into something that you've seen on TV or on the internet.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Okay, fascinating. So, do you remember your first shift as a phone sex operator? Do you remember what was happening? Do you remember your first client and what they were asking for?
I do, and I still have a crush on this person.
Oh.
I have the biggest crush on this person, and I haven't spoken to them since the beginning. Um, this person had the sexiest voice, first of all, and they also knew that I was brand new. Um, and so when they called, they just said hello, and the voice was just like honey, and I was like, hi, like who is this?
Mm.
and and he is like, I noticed that you're new. Can you tell me about yourself? And immediately I was like, well, what do I say? I don't know what to say. Do I play myself up like I'm an experienced like dominatrix? And I'm not at all. So I was completely tongue-tied and completely shocked. And in this moment, in this situation, oddly enough, and I don't know if this is considered irony, but I think it is irony. Um, he treated me like a submissive. And I actually liked it. I
Mm-hmm.
liked it in a way where he was giving me permission to lead, but I was so confused by him giving me permission that I allowed him to lead me. And that's what I mean also about power dynamic, about being playful with power dynamics. It's just like, it depends on the moment. In the moment, you can be whatever the fuck you want to be, you know? That's the beauty of sex. You don't have to be one way. It's all about pleasure. It's all
Mm.
about being in the moment with the person. So yeah, so that first call took me aback. Um, I was submissive in that first call, I will admit, but that also showed me that there's a way for you to be who you are. Oh, how am I trying to say that? He showed me there's a way to connect with someone by asking questions and leading them without being aggressive.
Mm. So, did you learn how to be a phone sex operator from him in a way?
I did because he was a
Mm-hmm.
regular for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I moved on to another place and everything else changed. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what does a stereotypical shift look like as a phone sex operator? Are you available for a set amount of time and you just sit there waiting? Are you doing other things and calls come randomly? What happens?
In the beginning, before anyone knew who I was, yeah, there was a lot of sitting around. There would be days I would log on and I wouldn't get a call at all, or I would get just one call. But then it took a few months for me to get acclimated and for me to gain a presence with the company that I had worked with at the time. And then I became very, very, very popular. Um, one one of the things about me is that I'm very open about myself. I let too many people in very quickly. I'm very trusting very easily.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very naive when I first started doing phone sex, and I gave a lot of personal information.
Mm.
Yeah. So I learned that you can't do that. But I also learned that when you are personal with people, it allows them to open up with you authentically. So while I started out doing phone sex, what I do now, I call virtual companionship
Mm-hmm.
because it's more than just sex. It's about creating a safe space. It's a safe space for you to be whoever you want to be. If you want to talk about sex, we could talk about sex. If you want to talk about, you know, someone that died in your family, we can talk about that. Or if you're having grievances at work, we could do that as well. Those things are also intimate connections
Mm.
without the sexy side, but those things can lead to sex. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, so I do want to kind of delineate the two because phone sex, a lot of people go there specifically for sex and not connection. And
Mm.
that's the thing that I was missing while doing phone sex is the lack of connection between me and my clients. Well,
Mm.
some of them.
Mm.
Now that I'm on my own, while I do offer virtual companionship, I also have another outlet, which is my erotic audios and also asexual audios, which are open for people who aren't really into physical sex or romantic sex like that, but they want to be a part of something. They want a sense of community. They want someone to talk to them and let them know that everything is going to be okay. I mean, we all kind of need that.
Mm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. So in a roundabout way, I would like to say that I'm a safe space. What I'm
Mm.
cultivating is a safe space for everyone, for kinky people, for weirdos, for whomever, for everybody.
Mm. Beautiful. So, how long have you been a virtual companion for now?
I've been a virtual companion since 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be my fourth year coming in April.
Mm.
Um, and I have had quite a few requests. I don't accept everyone. I do want to
Okay.
say that. Only because the connection has to be authentic. It
Mm.
has to be genuine. Um, and while it is a transactional relationship, it's still real.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not feeling it, then I don't want your money. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Like it's one of the reasons also why I don't work for a company, why I work for myself is because I enjoy what I do and I want people to enjoy it with me. And if we're not enjoying it, then again, I don't want your money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So for 4 years now.
Mm. I'd love to know a bit more about the clients that seek virtual companionship. Can you speak to like the stereotypical client that contacts you, or are there a couple of different types that you notice keep coming to you?
Oh, it's a variety actually. I'm gonna give a shout out to a few of them right now. I'm not gonna
Oh.
say your names, obviously, but I know that all of you are listening because they're like my best cheerleaders ever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's on a spectrum. So we can say to like some of my first virtual companionship clients are into feminization and exploring the feminine side and kind of removing the masculine vibe from them. And, we're kind of in this world now where the patriarchy is kind of like, I don't want to say the devil, but the way that media has perpetrated masculinity, it kind of has this negative connotation. So, yeah, I was really, really in the beginning aimed towards feminization, sissification, men who have a feminine side to them and they wanted to have a safe space to talk about it and how they could really explore that.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so that was my first. And then I do have a few that still are in on that path. And then I have a couple that are in the process of separating from their partners and discovering their kinks, discovering that they're into uh, whether it be cuckolding, or they're deciding whether or not they're into women or men, or if they're pan like me. Um, and then there's just the vanilla. I have a vanilla client that just every day we just message each other just to see how your day's going. How's your day going? What are you doing today? Are you taking the dogs out, or just connection? Genuine connection. So yeah, so it's all over the place, but it's fun and it's nice. And I will say that each one of them are genuinely my friends. Like, they all will be listening to this podcast. So.
Well, hello to them. Hello, friends. So it sounds like you're having really deep, immersive experiences and learning a lot about sexuality and desire. So what have you learnt about these things during your time as a virtual companion? What have you learnt about sexuality and desire?
Oh, that's a deep and really good question. Not to be selfish. Not to be selfish. And I'm not saying I ever was a selfish person, but I think just naturally we all, for self-preservation, look towards ourselves and take care of ourselves first. And what I've learned with especially the clients that I have is that they're so selfless. They're so selfless towards me, which allows me to be more open and more selfless. For instance, I have orgasms on the phone with my clients. Like, it's real. This is the real thing. If I'm attracted to you, if I've brought you into my world, it's because we have a genuine connection. So I'm learning about my sexuality as well. Like, I didn't know I was pansexual until a few years ago. And one of my clients encouraged me to go on a date with a trans man. So yeah, I think just being human, just human connection allows me to learn more about my sexuality and learn more about eroticism as a whole. Girl, just talking to you, just being connected with you, honestly. I mean, you use the word eroticism, and while I've seen it before, I had to genuinely look it up to understand what you were asking. So yeah, I'm learning every day just by connecting with people in the same, dare I say, realm as me.
Beautiful. So with your clients, do you have a visual of them? Do they have a visual of you, or is it all audio?
Well, I am voice forward, I am audio forward, but on my website, you will see pictures of me that I have taken specifically for the site. And some are just like casual photos, some are very explicit photos. I tend to not show my face too much because I've had situations in the past. Because social media and the internet, while it's vast, it's become a very small place, and people can find you very quickly. And I learned that the hard way. So yeah, so you can see me basically on my website, but really, really, really the focus is my voice. I mean, I did OnlyFans for 3 months and I hated it. I hated it. And I have nothing against people that do OnlyFans. I champion them. It's just, for me, I can't put myself in that space. So yeah.
So you're very much voice forward, as you said. How do you think voice creates intimacy differently from touch or sight?
Well, so for instance, I did mention OnlyFans. I did also cam girling. And when I was a cam girl, one person pointed out that I looked unhappy while they were requesting for me to do this and that and touch myself this way and do that. And I was doing it, but he could see on my face that I looked unhappy.
Mm.
With your with with your voice, it's like you can hear a smile.
Mm-hmm.
I can growl into the mic like, "Mm." And that already just activates something inside of you, rather than this guy who literally saw me but was like, "You look hot, but your face says that you are not present."
Mm.
So, so yeah, I really think voice allows you to open your imagination. It allows you to, just like reading a book almost. Um, it just allows you to create these worlds where it's just you
Mm.
and me being the voice, and I'm just again leading you and guiding you to where you want to go.
Mm. So would you say that you feel more seen when someone's listening to you rather than looking at you?
Oh, totally.
Mm.
Totally. Um, I'm I'm looked at a lot. I'm looked at a lot. And one thing that I'm realizing, especially as I'm getting older, is that this will fade. I mean, it's already beginning to fade a little bit. I've noticed like little wrinkles in my forehead, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting old. Um, but my voice, I mean, I'm always going to be playful. I'm always going to sound cheerful and happy. And yeah, this
Mm.
is my voice, you
Mm-hmm.
know? That doesn't really age as much.
No.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned being a virtual companion since 2022, and now you're also doing erotic audio creation. So, what created that shift in you? Why did you start doing the audios?
Ah, well, for one, I've always been told that I have a very nice voice. And my little brother, he needed me to record a okay, so he's on the spectrum. And I'm very close with him. And when I left for school, um, he would have trouble sleeping and stuff like that. So I would record like little nighttime, everything is okay, you're safe, I'm home with you, I'm always in your heart kind of thing.
Oh.
Um, and then I realized like I could be doing that and getting paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to, and to be completely honest, as a form of passive income, was like, well, if I'm offering virtual companionship, if people are listening to my voice anyway, there are people who want me to be their companion that I've chosen or elected not to go further with them. But if they do want to hear my voice, they can buy an audio.
Mm-hmm.
So, so either way, whether I'm open to you being a part of my world, whereas directly connected, or you have the option to be a part of my world adjacent by selecting one of my audios, browsing them, and purchasing one.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Do you notice that there are particular audios and patterns that stand out in what people are seeking from erotic audios?
Actually, it's all over the place. There's
Mm.
no specific genre I can say that anyone is aiming towards. Again, I mean, I will say I do have more feminization audios up because it holds a special place in my heart. Being pansexual, also just loving gender blenders, like crossing genders. It just feminization, sissification's always been a big thing for me. I think it's beautiful. So I do have a big collection of that. So I will say, since I have more of those may sell a little bit more. Um, but I do have like chastity audios up. I also have audios in 4D, which 4D, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's when
No.
the sound kind of goes around your head.
Mm.
So like if I'm talking to you, I can say I'm over here in your left ear and I'm whispering in your left ear, or I'm behind your head, or I'm in front of you. So to really kind of get immersive, I do have audios that are like that as well. So yeah, so it's all over the place, and I'm trying new things. And I also ask some of my clients, well, not just clients, some of my Twitter followers who are not necessarily clients, but also my cheerleaders, and I do adore them also. They do submit audio scripts to me,
Mm.
and once a month, I put one out, specifically like a fan sort of written audio. And it's a way to keep everyone connected. It's a way for me to stay connected with everyone without giving too much of myself, because I self-care is also important.
Mm-hmm.
And in this world and in this industry, you can find yourself giving too much of yourself. And I did find that when I was doing phone sex, when I was working for another company, because they wanted you to work like 6 to 8 hours a day. And then you're talking to God knows how many people. And it's emotionally and mentally draining.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the beauty of me having my own thing, is I select and choose who I want to talk to, when I want to talk to them. And everyone else, they can still message and give suggestions of what sort of audios they would like, or what sort of content they would like to see. But I don't have to give my time to them directly. And I
Mm.
like that. I like having that autonomy.
Mm-hmm. Self-care is very important. I'm glad you're in a place now where you can pick and choose. How do you decide who to have as a virtual companion?
There is no formula. It really is a vibe thing. It really is a, if we get along. Um, I had one client who, he found me on Google, purchased an audio. And then when he purchased an audio, it didn't download. And so he sent me a direct message, very stern, and it was like, I think you just took my money, or your or your website is ineffective. Like, either way, I just purchased an audio and I would like it now. And I immediately replied back, and I was like, I am so sorry. I'm a one-woman show. I built my own website. I will send you the audio right now. That person is now an ongoing client. He only came for an audio. And I just calmed him down by saying that to him. And then he wrote back how grateful he was that I got back to him. And just his energy, I could tell that he needed someone to talk to. And so I just started
Mm.
messaging with him like, hey, like, it's okay. Calm down. We can get you what you need, but are you sure that's what you need? Let's see if there's something else I can help you with. And just that, it's just a feeling. It's
Mm.
just a feeling. Um, um, and he's one of my favorite people to talk to, hands down.
Mm. It sounds like he really responded to the real connection, knowing that you cared, you're a one woman show, and you responded so quickly and in such a human way. Do you think people will be reaching out to someone like you more often with the rise of AI? Because some people might think that your job is at risk because of AI.
Mhm.
They could just go talk to an AI companion. Whereas others might say that no, your job will become more sought after because of the services you provide and the human element. Where do you sit with that? Do you think people are seeking someone like you more because of AI?
Excuse my French, but I fucking love you, Em, for bringing this up. because,
You don't have to excuse
because
French here.
I fucking love it. Because yeah, mm, I think what AI will do is weed out the herd. Like, it will bring me the quality clients that are looking for intimate, real connection.
Mm.
So if you're looking for AI, if you just need someone to, if you need something to pacify you in the moment, if you need an instant gratification, yes, go for AI, do it. But also know that I don't want those clients either, because
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones that have these expectations of perfection, of things happening instantly, instant gratification. And that's not how I work, or nor how I operate. So while in the beginning I was annoyed with AI and I was afraid that it was coming for my job, I quickly realized that that's not the case. Human connection is always going to reign supreme. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even now when you go on social media, if something is AI generated, the top comments you see is like, this is great, but it's AI. Like it's people already are making a negative connotation from things being AI. So yeah, I think I don't think my job is at risk at all. If anything, I hope that there will be more virtual companions that pop up uh, now more than ever, rather than just because we all need human connection. The world is going fucking nuts. Like, and I will not get into politics or anything like that, but really, we really, really need one another, and we
Mm-hmm.
need to have human connection. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes to human connection. One of the traditions on the podcast is exploring some research with you. And today's research is looking at the effects of ASMR, those tingling, immersive responses people have to whispering, slow speech, and intimate sounds. And what's fascinating is that they found ASMR doesn't just relax people, it creates a dual state, physiological calm paired with emotional and sensory arousal. In other words, sound can regulate the nervous system and create intimacy at the same time without physical touch. So, people in the
Mm.
study who experienced ASMR showed decreased heart rate, the calming effect, whereas at the same time they showed increased skin conductance, which is arousal or attention. So, sound alone was sufficient to produce these embodied responses. Do you see that same dual state in people who engage with your work? Do they mention that you've both calmed them and aroused them at the same time?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I get that quite a lot. I've also been told that I should do hypnosis. Um,
Mm.
yeah, no, I do notice that, and it's not just the words that you say; it's the noises that you make in between,
Mm-hmm.
the little sighs or the little laughs or the giggles or the deep breath in. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it builds an anticipation. It calms people. The timbre of your voice or the cadence, it just me talking like this can make someone feel really good. But I mean, if I got really loud, it got really aggressive, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
it all changes. It all
Mm.
changes. So I do agree. ASMR is, I'm glad that it's coming to the forefront of kink and eroticism, because I feel like it's something that's been more in the background.
Mm.
Um, so people are finding different little niches of ways to get off. And I don't mean get off just by orgasms. I mean get off by feeling good. So whenever I say get off, it's just feeling good.
Mm-hmm. How did you learn how to speak like you do? Did you practice? Did it come naturally? Did you listen to other people's erotic audios? What was that process like?
Um this is natural, I think. Yeah, it's natural for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I will say when I was much younger, because I'm from South Carolina and you cannot detect a southern accent from me. Because when I was younger, my parents used to make us all watch news together, like at 7 o'clock. And there was this news reporter, I cannot remember her name to save my life, but I loved the way she talked. And I remember when I would go to New York City to visit like family and stuff like that, they would tease me about my accent. So I would sit in the mirror when I was like 11 or 12, and I would try and talk just like this news reporter. So I think the cadence and like the timbre of my voice comes from that.
Mm.
Um, but also, like how I said, I lived with a British woman all my life, and she talks like this, and she sounds like a dominatrix, and she sounds like she just like runs the fucking world. So there's like, so yeah, so I think a mix of having a British mom and then wanting to sound like this news reporter kind of just made it all happen.
Oh, I love it. Some people describe attraction to sounds or the voice itself as oralism, which is the fetish for sounds. Have you had clients who had this fetish or explored this at all?
No, and that's the first time I've ever heard that word. Girl, tell me more.
I just know it through the kink world, and I'm an oralist myself. So sounds have a really big physiological effect on me, and other people describe it as well. So some people can be tickled by sounds, for example. So it's not just the voice itself or particularly the voice, it could be any sound. So just creating a physiological effect by playing with sounds. Mm-hmm.
So what sounds turn you on?
I really like the sound of spanking, for example. I like going to kink
Oh.
clubs, and I love that that's one of the main sounds that you hear. I really enjoy that. That's one of the things that I enjoy most about spanking, the sound. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So when you say you enjoy the sound of spanking, are you the one spanking or you're the one getting spanked?
Everything about it. So in kink clubs, it's just being around the sound more than anything. So having like the soundscape of spanking. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got
Mm-hmm.
it. Got it. Got it. You just enjoy the sound. You're like the you're like the I wouldn't say like the master of ceremonies kind of thing. Like you don't necessarily need to participate, but
Mm.
hearing it makes you feel good.
Yeah, I'm definitely a sound slut. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much. Now wait, what is that word again? That was really sexy. And the way you said it was really sexy.
Oralism. So it's AURALISM.
Oralism.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Oralism.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a fun one.
It
Okay,
is.
so let's get back to you and your eroticism. As part of our conversation today, I asked you to bring along something to share, such as a quote, book, or a movie
Mm.
that's influenced you and shaped your erotic realm. What did you bring along today?
Ah, so I couldn't pick just one. Sorry.
That's fine.
I
We've got time.
okay. Well, see, my let's see. What influenced my sexuality? It's a mix of a movie and or a few movies and a song.
Cool.
So starting with the earliest that I could remember, I remember watching this with my mom when I was younger. The movie To Wong Fu. Are you familiar with it?
I haven't watched it, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about these three drag queens. And I remember being like 10 when I watched it, but it stuck with me, like really, really stuck with me. So I haven't seen it in a long time. So I don't remember every detail, but I remember exactly how it made me feel.
Mm-hmm.
It I remember feeling seen, like this is my tribe. Even
Mm.
though I was like 10 years old, I just felt like it's men in dresses. Like this is exactly what I want in my life. It shaped my attraction to people who blur lines,
Mm.
people who carry masculinity and femininity like a beautiful, intentional mix, the best of both worlds. And that connects to my pansexuality. I'm drawn to the individual, the energy, the spirit, not a gender category, you know? So that would be the first. And then going, I would say, as I got older, um, there's this song by Peaches called Boys Wanna Be Her. Um, it became this weird, like, I don't know, staple for me because it's pure permission. Like the song is all about permission. It's bold, it's playful, it's gender bending without apologizing. And that's how I am. I mean, I'm a woman, and sometimes in my head, I'm daddy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I like the freedom of that. I like the blur. I like being allowed to be exactly what I am in the moment. Um, and then let's see. And lastly, I guess to go with what I do now, and I would say I was inspired by this while starting phone sex, is the movie For a Good Time Call. And that's a movie about like these two girls that start a phone sex company. And yeah, it just stuck with me because it's sex positive in a way that's funny and human. And it highlights how intimate voice can be. In
Mm-hmm.
that movie, the girl falls in love with one of her clients, which is like was super funny for me because, like how I told you, the first client I ever had like had me on edge. It's like, who is this man? You know? So yeah. So that's part of why I do end up being voice first, because for me, sound and imagination can be more electric than anything visual.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Mm. Let's talk about a peak erotic experience of yours. What comes to mind when I ask you about this? Was there a moment where voice or sound perhaps played a central role in a peak erotic experience that you've had?
Oh, I guess that would be the first orgasm I had on the phone with a client.
Oh.
And that was when I was actually doing phone sex. Um, and this client came in wanting to do cuckolding, but then turned out to be longtime vanilla sex client where he just wanted someone to be intimate with because he hadn't been intimate in God knows how long.
Mm.
Um, and I just felt the emotional connection. And that was the first time I felt an emotional connection with a client. This was within the first few months of me doing phone sex. So it wasn't like a long ways away, just
Mm-hmm.
so you know. Um, but yeah, I felt this emotional connection with him, and I came so hard on the phone with this person. Um, and it wasn't anything super kinky. It wasn't anything, it was just, again, falling back to connection, just emotional connection. Now, I will say, moving forward, I still do have orgasms on the phone with my clients, but now I'm like pegging them or dressing them up in something really pretty for me and then having them get on their knees and suck my big fucking cock. Like it's different now. But
Mm-hmm.
I would say the peak would be my first orgasm on the phone.
Mm-hmm. And that was part of you beginning to recognize your pansexuality, I imagine.
Um, I didn't really recognize my pansexuality, I want to say, until about 4 years ago when I started virtual companionship.
Ah.
What I'm saying now, yeah, what I'm saying, I allowed myself the freedom to be sexual.
Mm.
Whereas before, again, I started this when I was 19.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really young, not a lot of physical sexual experience. Um, so really a lot of my knowledge about the sex world, eroticism, and all of that came from me working phone sex, came from
Mm-hmm.
me talking to all these different people. I learned about all kinds of kinks this way. I didn't know what cuckolding was. I didn't know what feminization was. I didn't know what any of these things were until I started doing phone sex. So for me to allow myself to immerse in a call with a client and actually get off with them, yeah, that was a big step for me. It allowed me to be free. It gave me the
Mm.
freedom to really be me in that moment, to allow me to be sexy and sexual with this person, even though in my mind, I'm like, this is a client, this is work. You shouldn't be doing this. But I did it and it felt so fucking good.
Mm. We've spoken a lot about your past experiences. What about your future? What are you looking forward to exploring or having more of in your erotic audio work or eroticism in general?
Um, well, for one, I'm looking forward to meeting more people like you too, Emma. Like just
Mm-hmm.
talking to you has been enlightening and has opened my eyes to what I want in life. You're so well put together and you're sexy as hell. Like just hearing you talk makes me feel things, to be honest.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Um, anyway, the future, definitely more human connection. I really just want to have such a big and vast library where I can connect with um as many people as possible. Like I want to be able to touch everyone in their own little way and their own little kinks or their own little quirks. I can't just say kinks because I do cater to asexual people as well, and they're not that kinky, and that's okay, and they should know it's okay, and they should
Mm-hmm.
have a place where they can go and feel safe and seen. So yeah, the future for me is creating and really honing the space that I have for people to feel safe and seen. Yeah.
Mm. Why did you begin creating the audios for asexual people? Do you have clients that are asexual? What instigated that?
I don't have clients that are asexual, but I am a very inclusive person.
Mm-hmm.
I am exclusively inclusive. Like that is my jam. I don't like for people to feel left out. I don't like for people to feel like they are not good enough or they're not a part of. Like we're all a part of this together. And just because you're not into sex doesn't mean you're not into being seen or having attention.
Mm.
So yeah,
I love that.
I'm more, yeah, it's more than just sex. Sex
Mm-hmm.
is great, but it's more than that.
Mm. If there's someone listening who is curious about auditory sexuality and making their voice more sexy, maybe for dirty talk in person or on the phone to their lover, what tips would you have for them?
Mm. Speak slow
Mm-hmm.
and speak with intention. Um, Little noises, like how you said ASMR, little noises like sighs or giggles or little hums, like, hmm, those things, those create little moments and it heightens the experience. So yeah, I would definitely say speak slow. Be okay with the little ad libs, and just feel good. Just feel good in yourself. If you don't feel good in yourself, then your nervousness or anxiety will come across, and it won't be as sexy.
Mm-hmm. Great advice. Thank you. I
Mhm.
was wondering if you would do us the honor of giving us a short preview of a piece of your audio erotica and read some live on the podcast. I'm sure the listeners would love to hear.
Okay. Um, let's see. So this is the devotion test. Hmm. Hi, I'm Phoenix. I want you to come closer, not with your hands, but with your attention. Do I have it? Good. That's it. I don't collect bodies. I collect focus. The kind that makes your thoughts reorganize around me like I'm gravity. The kind that turns want into obedience without me ever raising my voice. Tonight, I'm giving you one simple test. You don't get to chase pleasure. You get to earn it. So, picture me behind you, my fingers at your jaw, guiding your face up. I'm not rushing. I'm not letting you feel what it's like to be chosen. I'm letting you feel what it's like to be held, to be claimed with nothing but my words. When you feel that ache, don't fix it. Offer it. Give it to me. That's devotion. And if you want more of this, the kind of erotic that gets under your skin and stays there, come find me at callmephoenix.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing that.
You're
Okay, so
welcome.
if you had to sum up your erotic self, Phoenix, in one word and one word only, what would that word be and why?
Mm, alchemy.
Mm.
Alchemy. And it's crazy because I am reading The Alchemist right now. Um, And I say alchemy because my sexuality is about chemistry and transformation. Um, I'm pansexual, so it starts with the person and the energy, and then it becomes something more, a mood, a charge, a whole dynamic. Like how I mentioned, I love the blur. I love the mix, the way presence just turns into heat. So definitely alchemy.
I love it. Well, Phoenix, thank you for sharing your erotic realm and for opening up a conversation about voice, intimacy, and the many ways desire can be felt, heard, and held. You've shown that sexuality doesn't have to be visual or physical to be real, and it's been a pleasure holding this conversation with you.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Like, I kind of want to have a phone sex session with you after this, to be honest. Your voice is everything, Em. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
okay.
Thank you. You have a lovely voice as well. I'm sure the listeners will enjoy it. Well, yeah, thank you for being on the podcast again. I'm Em, and this has been the Erotic Realm podcast. Thank you for listening to the Erotic Realm. If this episode stirred something in you, please take a moment to follow the show, leave a rating, or write a review on wherever you're listening. It helps more people find the show and brings visibility to this deeper conversation about eroticism and self-understanding. I'd also like to invite you to dive deeper into the psychology of desire, including my writing, research, and upcoming courses over at psychologyofdesire.com. And if you want the full experience, join thousands of curious minds on my Substack at psychologyofdesire.substack.com. This is where I release the Psychology of Desire case files, behind-the-scenes thoughts, and intimate reflections every week, plus more. Until next time, stay curious, stay embodied, and keep exploring. Also, as always, stay perverted.